What's going on, everyone? It's Sean with the Social Media Pros, a pressure washing marketing agency, and today I wanted to make a video talking about both the pros and cons to Facebook ads and Google ads. If you're new to the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button as I put out daily videos about pressure washing marketing and pressure washing sales, all in an effort to help you grow your pressure washing business. Also, if you haven't yet, you should join our pressure washing marketing Facebook group. The link is in the description of this video. We're up to 1,500 members almost, and we're growing daily. All we do is talk about sales and marketing tactics to help pressure washing businesses grow. But jumping right into it, the biggest question that I get asked all the time is, should I be running Google ads or should I be running Facebook ads? So I wanted to make a video talking about the pros and cons to both from a marketer's perspective. Now, as a disclaimer, if you've never ran ads on these platforms before, I highly suggest that you do one of two things. Either you hire somebody to do it for you, or you do a lot of training and consume a lot of content and feel very comfortable on these platforms, as if you don't do that, you could burn a lot of cash very quickly. Now, if you want, you can always book a free consultation call with me. The link to that is in the description of this video. It's a 30-minute call where we can talk about things. I can give you my advice. You can pick my brain. It's completely free to do. But please, if you've never ran ads on these platforms, do your research before you start spending any money. Now, jumping right into it, I'm going to start with Google because, spoiler alert, in my opinion, Google is my favorite preferred platform to run ads on. And the number one pro to running ads on Google is that it is intent-based, meaning that if a homeowner walks outside and they decide that they need roof washing, house washing, whatever the case may be, they're going to Google, they're typing in pressure washing company near me, and if you're running Google ads or if you're ranked up in the map pack, whatever the case may be, if you show up there, you're going to get that traffic. And then the second pro to that is, as a result of that, you end up with much higher quality leads. So as an example, if they make the search for pressure washing companies near me, they see your Google ad, they land on your website, and they hit the call button or they submit their information, it is because they want an estimate or they want more information right now, and they're probably shopping around for other companies. And while that all sounds really good, there are a lot more cons with Google ads than, in my opinion, there are with Facebook ads. First and foremost, with Google ads, you have to have a website. Now, you can run Google ads without a website. Please don't do that. Google ads are hard enough to create a successful campaign as it is, and you really should have a website. And having just a website isn't good enough. I wouldn't suggest that you run Google ads to a website that you've developed yourself on, like Wix or Squarespace or maybe even Google's platform. I would only suggest running Google ads to a website that you've had designed for you from another company. And the reason for this is because at the end of the day, if you're going to be spending all of this money to drive traffic to a website, all in an effort to get a phone call or have them submit your information on your website, you should probably have and invest in a very nice website. I can't tell you how many times we've ran Google ad campaigns to both professionally built websites that either another company or that we built, and then we also ran a campaign to a website that maybe was self-built on something like Wix or Squarespace, and the cost per conversion is always through the roof on those websites because, the average time a person spends on a website before they convert is anywhere from 5 to 7 seconds if you're lucky. And if your website can't pull them in and make them convert really quickly, they're just going to go bounce and they're going to go to another website. So in order to run Google ads, you really need to have a website, and you need to have a really good website. The second con to Google ads is that they're a little bit more difficult to run properly. And what I mean by this is, if you don't set them up properly, what you're going to end up with is spending money on traffic that is not intending on getting an estimate. And here's what I mean. Let's say you're bidding for the keyword pressure washing or pressure washer, right? And somebody goes to Google and they type in pressure washer on sale at Lowe's. If you don't have your campaign set up properly, you're going to serve an ad to that person. They're not going to click on your ad because they're looking for a pressure washer for sale, and you're going to pay for that. And the same is true for other of your competitors and contractors. So let's say you're bidding for the keyword pressure washing and somebody types in pressure washing skid repair or pressure washing trailer for sale. They're going to see your ads, you're going to pay for it, and they have no intent on getting an estimate. So it's much more difficult to set up a Google ad properly. Now, I'm really considering dropping a video very soon on how to set up your own Google ads. It's going to take a lot more time. It's going to have a lot more parts. It's the only reason I haven't dropped one yet, but I think I'm going to put one in the works. The last con with Google ads, and it kind of ties into the pro, is because the leads are much higher quality and much higher intent, it also is a little bit more expensive, generally speaking, to run ads on Google. Now, obviously, this is going to be market depending and season depending, right? Because if you're running Google ads in November or December, a lot of your competitors may not be running ads, and if you don't have an off season, you could actually capitalize on a lot of that really inexpensive search volume. And the same is true about markets, right? If you're in a market such as Orlando or Houston or a very big city, generally because there's more competition, that means you're going to pay for an average higher cost per click, and it's going to lead to a higher cost per conversion. Versus if you lived in a rural area, you're obviously going to have less competition, but you also have less volume. So those are some things to really consider. Also, really quick tip before we jump into the pros and cons of Facebook ads, on top of really wanting to have, or actually needing to have, a really nice website before you run Google ads, one of the things you should research if you're going to tackle this on your own is make sure you understand how to set up conversion tracking properly and that you optimize your campaigns for conversion. That basically what that means is when you create a Google ad campaign, you can tell them if you want to optimize for clicks or conversions. There's a few other things, but those are the two that really matter. You want to optimize for conversions. Conversions is another word for leads. And so in order to optimize for conversions, you have to put a bunch of code inside of your website so that that tracking is working properly and that you get the desired result. Now, jumping into the pros of Facebook ads, the number one pro of Facebook ads, in my opinion, is that it's much easier to set up a campaign and learn that platform than it is over on Google. Not to mention, unlike Google, where you're bidding against other competitors for specific keywords and search terms, on Facebook, you're not necessarily doing that. And so what that leads to is you can get away with a much lower budget on Facebook ads than you can on Google ads once you get your Facebook ad campaign running and producing leads at a decent rate. So it's easier to set up. It's also a little bit cheaper. And the third thing is, the one thing I really like about Facebook ads is that you can use multiple creatives, and you can't really use creatives when you're running Google ads. Basically, a creative is anything that could be a graphic, an image, or a video. And so when you're running Google ads, you don't really get that opportunity. And with Facebook ads, you can, which, side tip to that, whenever you're creating a Facebook ad campaign, you should be running multiple ads. You should be running a before and after cleaning of concrete, maybe a video of house washing, maybe a before and after of roof washing. You want to have a lot of different creatives in your campaign to see what works best and try and test those different creatives. That's one thing you can't do on Google ads that you can do on Facebook ads. But it's not all as good as it seems, because even though it might be a little cheaper, it might be a little easier to set up, and you get the use of creatives and videos and things like that. The biggest downside to Facebook ads is that, generally speaking, it's going to be lower intent. Now, I can make a whole other video on how to get higher intent quality Facebook ads. Those are going to be doing things like retargeting and video views and things like that. But for most of you guys that are creating your own campaigns, you're just going to be creating a message campaign, and because of that, you're going to be reaching a cold audience. And because of that, you're going to get much lower intent because of its disruptive advertising. Meaning, if you're running a roof wash, a concrete cleaning, and a house washing ad, you're going to be serving these to homeowners who are going to be laying on the couch in the evening, scrolling through Facebook, looking at funny cat videos when they happen to come across your ad. They did not go looking for pressure washing services. They may not even be in the market for pressure washing services. But if your ad's really good and very compelling, they may think to themselves, I wonder how much it would how much it would cost to have this company come out and pressure wash my house, my roof, my sidewalk, etc. And so you also get, from what my experience is, not only is it much lower intent and you can scare these people away a lot easier, they generally also tend to be more cheaper, meaning that they don't want to spend a whole lot because they weren't really looking for it in the first place. They're just trying to get a good deal, which, if you're a new business and you're really scrappy and you're down to go out and do $99 driveways and try to upsell things, this could actually be a really good pro for you, and maybe not as much as a con. But generally speaking, like I said earlier in the video, my preferred platform is Google Ads, primarily because it's intent-based. Somebody is needing your service, they search for your service, and if you're running Google Ads and have a good website, they're likely going to convert and they're going to turn into a high-quality lead. At the end of the day, with Facebook, while it is cheaper and easier to set up and manage on your own, people aren't necessarily looking for that service, and it leads to a lower quality message and a lower quality lead. So I hope this video really helps you guys out. If you have any questions about this stuff, feel free to drop a comment. Like I said, I am very on the fence about creating a series of videos teaching you guys how to run your own Google ads and Facebook ads and things like that. It's going to take a lot longer time because those platforms are really in-depth, and there's already a lot of content out there. There's not as much pressure washing detailed content around how to set up pressure washing ads for both Google and Facebook, so that's why I may do it. But if you guys have any questions about any of this stuff, drop a comment. I respond to every single comment. And like I said before, guys, if you're not already subscribed and you're looking for ways to grow your pressure washing business, consider hitting that subscribe button, as I put out daily content on sales and marketing on all about how to grow your pressure washing business. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.